Anyway, hello, party people. I'm back, hopefully for good. My ISP claims to have corrected the problems with my internet, and I say claims because, well, they tried to tell me that a picker truck had been out to go up the pole and correct the problem. Um, I didn't see them at all, so I'm thinking my ISP may have unintentionally lied to me or again misled me, which they've done repeatedly. Both live chat rep techs. Oh, I should actually take that down so you can see the cover. Yeah, so wonderful. Yeah. Let's do a quick chatbot check and see if that's working or not. I don't know if that 30-second delay will affect this or not. We'll wait for that to pop up and see. Um, let's see. So, in any case, I am back, and I am going to try and do this. Worst comes to worst, at least you'll have a video of me reviewing the news. We'll see how long that takes to upload. That's also been a problem. My generally short-ish videos used to take about an hour to upload. Once I go over about an hour and a half, or get close to an hour and a half, I'm usually looking at twice that amount of time for it to upload. Yeah. It's not a headache at all, really, I swear. But of course, we start where we normally start, with Sic Semper Mentulis. And you would think that after all this time off, I'd have quite a big pile of Thus Always to Dickheads material. I don't have as much as you might think. But we start with a meme, in any case. So, this is from Alex Tabarrok. Hilarious. Climate activists glue themselves to a conductor's stand, but don't realize it's removable, so security simply lifts it up and puts them in the back room. Fucking deserved. Yeah, definitely, absolutely hilarious. Couldn't happen to nicer cunts. Okay, so of course we have our standard ICE agents. Apparently, some of them decided that they didn't like the human barricade from Genius Tech, who I should be following. ICE agents drove straight through protesters, blocking them in San Francisco while trying to arrest an illegal immigrant. The mob surrounded the car and refused to move, so they floored it. Was this 100% justified or straight up excessive force? Well, let's watch the video and then we'll render our verdict. Well, I'll get the desktop audio on before I do that. Okay. Also, if there's any audio problems or anything, do let me know. Well, it looks like my ISP is bullshitting me. This is insanely slow. Let's try that again. Right. Can we play it natively here, I wonder? Will this work? Let me just fiddle with the size of this. Maybe that'll help. How about quality? Video quality? Auto. We'll do 320p maybe. Probably look like a potato shot it, but let's see. Lovely. Okay, so this bites ass. Okay, we're going to go on to the next thing I have for Sic Semper Mentulis. For the record, I think it was 100% justified. Personally, I think I would have employed a psychological warfare tactic first. Oh, hey, you are alive. Yes, I am. Hi, Sadie's. It's kind of working. My ISP told me that my internet should be nice and fast now. Yeah. 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 Personally, as I was saying, I would have used a psychological warfare tactic where I would have shifted the vehicle into neutral or taken it out of gear if it was a standard and stomped the accelerator. It's amazing how fast people will move when they think a vehicle's about to speed through them. Yeah. Do I have an issue with them driving through people? Absolutely not. These are law enforcement officers in the pursuit of their duties. Everything is going wrong today. For some reason, my... Okay, nope. That was just an optical illusion. Okay, let's move on to this one. This is from Legal Mindset. Today could not have gone worse for Johnny Somali, a.k.a. Ramzi Khalid Ismail, in his trial in South Korea. This is a bit old. This is from the 27th of February. Prosecutors refused to drop the deepfake charges and ignored his unofficial settlement with Korean streamer Yang Man or attempts to blame Bong Bong. I have no idea who any of these people are. The judge and court were offended by his attempt to blame Korean culture for his actions, stating that they would be acceptable in the U.S. But you're not in the U.S., Johnny. That's the problem. His not apology focused only on his ignorance of the consequences and trying to claim innocence because the victim, Bong Bong, was not charged. Tried to claim the laws were unfair. Neither the judge nor the prosecutor liked this argument. You really don't want the judge to be negatively disposed towards you in your criminal case. Prosecutors recommended 3 years prison time with manual labor, the maximum fine, and official sex offender registration. Good job, Johnny. The judge set the official sentencing date 2 months out instead of the typical 2 weeks, extending the painful waiting process. In other words, he made the process part of the punishment. This is indeed the FO part of FAFO for Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Yeah. Oh, and donut operator. Sweet. Kangman Lee, incredible. Extract as much labor from him as possible. Undoomed. These are all great follows, by the way. Federable, the horrible, I can't breathe. Is this dude in prison this whole time he's waiting for the charges? Yes. Because he probably doesn't have the money for a hotel, and I doubt they'd let him have bail because he'd probably attempt to flee the country. Sede says Atozi did good videos on Somali. Oh, yeah. Atozi. Yeah, I think I've seen at least one of those. Legal Mindset. Oh, no, sorry, I'm wrong. Legal Mindset said he has been free. Korea doesn't normally jail people during trial, so the state doesn't have to pay for them. They waste their own resources. Is there going to be a trial over the deepfake charges since those weren't dropped? If those were included. And Johnny So Smalley. Okay, so the April 15th sentencing is for all 8 charges. I thought the Bong Bong deepfake charge may have been a separate case too, no? April 15th, for all charges. Deepfakes included. At this point, I wouldn't care if they fabricated charges against him and let him rot for life. Who everyone wants to see next. I recognize this fella, but I can't place him. So jealous of a functioning legal system. Jesus, I see what you've done for other people, and I want that for me. Yeah, you get what you fucking deserve. Please, God, let this happen, because it would be so fucking funny. Let the manual labor be live streamed. I doubt that South Korea would allow such a thing to occur, though it would be a hell of a way to make money. Everyone right now seeing Johnny has a real chance of serving hard time, which he deserves. This is what life in prison will look like? Maybe. Reaction to the news. Good, make some examples. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next story. Okay, so I have a video that actually runs. That's awesome. Let me pause this, scroll it back, full screen it, see if it runs. Okay, so I guess maybe it was a hiccup with the other video. So from Darkside, everyone seemed to enjoy the show up until the moment the white guy decided to defend himself. Funny how that works. Yeah, so this fella here in the black is the white guy in question. Right off the hop, 2 on 1 is a bitch move. Oh yeah, no, freak out now. He's got a badge on, you dumb fucks. Was he a cop the whole time? Yeah, that was a cop the whole time. Well, you get what you fucking deserve. Actually, probably a security guard. But just the same. Sic Semper Mentulis. Fascinating behavior. Love all the women screaming no once white boy goes battle mode. Yeah, yeah. You have to carry, no one will help you, and even if they catch them, a liberal judge will let them out. Yep. Ouch, ow, ow, hey, you're hurting my wrists. Hey, look, they're hurting his wrists. Yeah, brutality. Yeah. White people checking to make sure some low IQ diverse piece of shit isn't about to randomly stab them in the fucking neck. Yep. It do be like that, Mr. Stancil. Not everyone is to be messed with. Act tough, get humbled quick. Oh, this is another. Look at this. This is some Sic Semper Mentulisception. That was a very sweet move. Oh, I see. Why? Why would you just randomly fuck with somebody? Also, that was probably one of the sweetest wheel kicks I've ever seen. Oh my. Maybe don't assume that you're being filmed. Also, generally, if you're being filmed in public, you have no right to privacy. Yeah. Also, whoever this fella is, also, I'm going to have to follow Rob Rawls. Because that looked damn good. Physical abuse on a white man is awesome. White man points a gun in self-defense. It doesn't hurt anyone, and it's the worst thing ever. Yeah. The blatant anti-white racism couldn't be more obvious. Yeah, that's absolutely true, drummer. Fascinating behavior, amazing culture. Praise God for gun ownership. Yeah. Did anyone else catch this? Guy picked up a random object hoping it would fire a bullet. Oh, nice. What she said. Okay, moving on before it gets any worse. Yeah, this is a bit much. So, after being teased by girls on the bus in front of his friends, he reached his breaking point. Did he go too far? Now, whether these girls know him or not, what's happening here is absolutely egregious. Just watch what the girl with the pink pants is doing. That first kick was not aimed at the seat. Honestly, he's trying to be gentle here. And he decided to stop being gentle. Looks like open. Pause this and see if I can... No, okay. See if I can improve the video quality here from this clip. Nope, that's all we've got. So, do you think that was justified? I kind of do. After all, she was attempting to kick him as hard as she could in the balls right away. So, yeah. Don't push people to their break. No, just don't push people. Leave people alone. You have no idea who you're fucking with at any given time. You put your hands or feet on someone, you deserve what comes next. Yep. What's this one? Knocked out in front of your girl? Oh, he didn't. It's never okay to disrespect a man, especially if he's done nothing wrong to you. Women need to do better. Yeah, kind of hard to argue with that. Okay, it never should have got to the point where he had the opportunity to put his hands on her, or she was in his face. Also, how cowardly is it that the first person he makes sure to punch is her? Yeah. You're a real piece of shit because you're beating the hell out of somebody who's defending their woman from you. Yeah, real champion. But speaking of dickheads and getting what they deserve, Tony Gonzalez has dropped his re-election bid after pressure over an affair. Yeah. For those of you who aren't following the election in Texas District 23, Brandon Herrera, the AK guy, is Tony Gonzalez's opponent again. Yeah, as a fan of the AK guy, I honestly hope he wins. Well, I can't see him not winning now because they were in a runoff election after the second election. So, Representative Tony Gonzalez, Republican for Texas, dropped his re-election bid on Thursday after coming under pressure from Republican leaders and other GOP colleagues to do so after admitting to an affair with his staffer, who later died by suicide. Suicide doesn't quite cover it. She set herself on fire. He indicated he would stay in office through the end of his term. After deep reflection and with the support of my loving family, I've decided not to seek re-election while serving out the rest of this Congress with the same commitment I've always had in my district. Wait a second. This is from 2 days ago. 1 second, I have to do a quick search. Okay. I'll drop this here so that we can all read at the same time. But, so the question I asked was, did Tony Gonzalez drop out of the runoff election with Brandon Herrera? Yes, Representative Tony Gonzalez dropped out of the runoff election against Brandon Herrera. It's not how it sounded. He announced on Thursday that he would not seek re-election, ending his campaign in the upcoming Republican primary runoff. Okay. His decision came after he admitted to a sexual relationship with former aide Regina Santos Aviles, who died by suicide in 2025, and following pressure from Republican leadership. Yeah, until the Republicans themselves said you need to stop, he was going to stay in the race, including House Speaker Mike Johnson, who called on him to withdraw from the race. As a result, Brandon Herrera, the gun rights activist and YouTuber, who narrowly led Gonzalez in the March 3rd primary and forced him into a runoff election in the last election, will now advance as the Republican nominee without a runoff. Herrera will face Democrat Katie Padilla Stout in the November general election for Texas' 23rd Congressional District. Let's have a look at Katie Padilla Stout, shall we? Just to have a look at what she's looking like. I really hope that's not her. Oh, not available. Fuck you, Facebook. Okay, then. Let's go with images. Oh, dear. She's got the right last name. She is definitely Stout. Okay, so, as I said, Tony has dropped his re-election campaign. One of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is because he is a perfect example of the sort of smear merchant that should not be allowed to represent conservative people. In the last election, he suggested that Brandon Herrera didn't like veterans. For the record, Herrera is on a podcast called Unsubscribe, which I absolutely love, where he's generally surrounded by veterans. He himself is the only one who hasn't served, though he has been awarded a Purple Heart and many military medals from all over the planet. Also, if you chat GPT Brandon Herrera, it'll generally tell you he was a SEAL, a member of Delta Force. Yeah, it's a whole pile of stuff. Yeah, we'll just point this out, though. I have a couple of memes that I wanted to show. So, from Meme Droid, this is Anti-Communist 70, AK Guy for Congress. Married Congressman's aide, this is Santos Aviles, admitting to the affair with Tony. I think you could have done far better. And, of course, this is Brandon's campaign poster. Make America Texas again. 23rd District of Texas, please vote for this guy. They don't have to. He won. I'm going to guess that Tony Gonzalez's statement about finishing out his term is basically until the primary is complete or the election is complete, and then whoever is the new representative for the district will then take over. Kind of confused me for a second. I'm more used to Canadian politics. But just to give you a flavor of some of the things that people are saying about Brandon, from Russell Drew, who is known as Russ on Politics. This is serious. Brandon Herrera sounds like a real lunatic. I did research about him. Not very fucking much, clearly. An extremely troubling past and present. He doesn't belong in Congress. Democrats really better contest this seat. Now that's hashtag TX23 for Texas District 23. The House Majority PAC posted, video shows Mike Johnson's candidate in Texas 23. In Texas 23, Brandon Herrera goose-stepping to Nazi marching song, Erica. For the record, I will point it out again. His last name is Herrera. And yeah, he's definitely edgy boy like us. Yeah. From Chris Murphy. Let me zoom this in a bit. Take note of how take note of how far the Republican Party has come off the rails. They are now nominating open Nazi enthusiasts. This guy also excitedly talked on camera about a gun used by the Nazis as the, quote, original ghetto blaster. That's what they used to call it. Disgusting. And again, from House Majority PAC. Video shows Mike Johnson's... Oh, okay. Yeah, goose stepping. Same post. Josh. I don't know who you are, Josh, but you get one of these. On the heath, there blooms a little flower fine, and it's called Erica. Eagerly 100,000 little bees swarm around Erica, for her heart is full of sweetness. A tender scent escapes her blossom gown. On the heath there blooms a little flower, and it's called Erica. Also, just because, memes. Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm done with Sic Semper Mentulis. Yes. Okay. So